read the Srimad Bhagavatam, spotless Purana, and we are on the canto 4, and already for many months we're reading about the Dhruva Maharaj, and now we are on the chapter 12, and the verse of today is 19. Chapter is entitled Dhruva Maharaj Goes Back to the Godhead. And our verse is Sadadarsha Vimanagriyam Nabaso Vatamat Dhruva Vibrajadasha Disho Vibrajayat Dasha Disho Rakapatim Ivoditam Sadadarsha Vimanagriyam Navaso Vatarat Dhruvaha Vibrajaya Dasha Disho Rakapatim Ivoditam Sadadarsha Vimanagriyam Navaso Vatarat Dhruvaha Vibrajaya Dasha Disho Rakapatim Ivoditam Sadadarsha Vimanagriyam Noise? Oh, is some, please.
Sadadarsha Vimanagriyam
Sadadarsha Vimanagriyam
Navaso Vataradruva
Navaso Vataradruva
Vibrajaya Dashadisho
Vibrajaya Dashadisho
Rakapatim Ivoditam
Rakapatim Ivoditam
Sadadarsha Vimanagriyam
Sadadarsha Vimanagriyam
Navaso Vataradruva
Navaso Vataradruva
Vibrajaya Dashadisho
Vibrajaya Dashadisho
Rakapatim Ivoditam
Rakapatim Ivoditam.
Is somebody else wanna, maybe I jumped a little bit too fast to offering them.
Sadadarsha Vimanagriyam
Sadadarsha Vimanagriyam
Navaso Vataradruva
Navaso Vataradruva
Vibrajaya Dashadisho
Vibrajaya Dashadisho
Rakapatim Ivoditam
Rakapatim
Ivoditam.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. As soon as the symptoms of his liberation were manifest, he saw a very beautiful airplane coming down from the sky, as if the brilliant full moon were coming down. illuminating all the 10 directions. Purport by His Grace, Srila Prabhupada. There are different. Oh, we forget the synonyms, isn't it? We didn't read the synonyms. Okay, sorry. I missed something. Saha, he, Dadarsha, so, Vimana, an airplane. Argyam, very beautiful. Navasaha, from the sky. Avatara, descending. Dhruvaha, Dhruva Maharaj. Vibrajayat, illuminating. Dasha, 10. Dishaha, directions. Raka Patim, the full moon. Iva, like. Uditam, visible. As soon as the symptoms of his liberation were fully manifested, he saw a very beautiful airplane coming down from the sky, as if the brilliant full moon were coming down, illuminating all the 10 directions. Purport. There are different levels of acquiring knowledge. Direct knowledge, knowledge receiving from authorities, transcendental knowledge, knowledge beyond the senses, and finally spiritual knowledge. When one surpasses the stage of acquiring knowledge by the descending process, he is immediately situated on the transcendental platform. Dhruva Maharaj, being liberated from the material concept of life, was situated in transcendental knowledge and could perceive the presence of transcendental airplane, which was brilliant as the full moonlight. This is not possible in a stage of direct or indirect perception of knowledge. Such knowledge is a special favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can, however, rise to this platform of knowledge by gradual process of advancing in devotional service or Krishna consciousness. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhane Sudhe Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. We are now where? Where is Dhruva Maharaj at the moment? After all this quite special life. Where we are now? Yes, please.
So when he came back to his city, he was
Shall we read then 2 verses back, just to get a little bit in a scene? Yes, you know.
He took Bhagavatam or sannyas and he went to the Himalayas.
Close, yes, yes, almost. Yeah, you're right, actually. So anyway, I was want to read these 2 verses back, just to get us a little bit in scene. Actually, now it's like 5 chapters that we're reading about his adventures, actually his spiritual progress, and this is now pinnacle, of his spiritual practice. So this is verse 4, 12, 17. In Badarika Ashrama, Dhruva Maharaj's senses become completely purified because he bathed regularly in the crystal clear purified water. He fixed his sitting position and by yogic practice control the breathing process and the air of life. In this way, his senses were completely withdrawn. Then he concentrated his mind on the Archa Vigraha, form of the Lord, which is the exact replica of the Lord, and thus meditating upon him, entered into complete trance. So Dhruva Maharaj actually is meditating on the form of the Lord, and by that meditation, he getting in samadhi. And now the 18th verse, a little bit describing what is happening to him. Because of his transcendental bliss, incessant tears flowed from his eyes. His heart melted, and there was shivering and standing of the hairs all over his body. Thus transformed in a trance of devotional service, Dhruva Maharaj completely forgot his bodily existence, and thus he immediately became liberated from material bondage. And now it's our verse of today. As soon as the symptoms of his liberation were manifested, he saw a very beautiful airplane coming down from the sky, as if the brilliant full moon were coming down, illuminating all the 10 directions. It's such a beautiful image to meditate upon, and Srila Prabhupada say this is by the gradual process of advancing in the devotional service of Krishna consciousness, one can, however, rise to the platform of a knowledge. And on very beginning, Srila Prabhupada, in his kind purport, he tells us there are different levels of acquiring knowledge. And by reading this, I kind of remember I heard about there are some Sanskrit names for those levels, no, of acquiring knowledge. So they are progressive, and to deepen my knowledge, but to support our journey together, in getting to understand the Srila Prabhupada purpose, I was made research, and I find in Srila Prabhupada class on the verse Srimad Bhagavatam 1-6, Srila Prabhupada mentioned those different levels of acquiring knowledge. So I'm interested in. It's a little bit technical. There are Sanskrit terms, but they're going to help us to understand the statement after, because statement after it's very interesting. When one surpasses the stage of acquiring knowledge by descending process, he is immediately situated on transcendental platform. So what does it mean? So it means we need to we get a little bit familiar with those stages, so that we know where we're going, when we're going to be on the transcendental platform. So the first stage of acquiring knowledge is called pratyaksha. Anyone have idea what could be pratyaksha? Sense perception, very, very good. Yeah, exactly what it is. So it means acquiring knowledge through our senses. Yeah. So we have senses, and we have sense objects. So our senses, in a touch with a sense object, giving us information about the world around us. but what we hear and what we experience, they're very, very limited, isn't it? Our scope of seeing is really like very limited. So, like animals, they have even better. Some animals have a better sight than we have. We cannot see in the dark, isn't it? So our senses are limited. Our ears are very limited, isn't it? Like dog can hear much better than we hear, or dog can smell much better than we can smell. So we are not so like relying on. Yes, we get information about surrounding, yeah, but we understand that it's. There is something more than just seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, touching. And Srila Prabhupada says somewhere, this is like Prakrita stage. Prakrita stage is Pratyaksha knowledge. So the materialistic, let us say, materialistic stage, material world, we can perceive somewhat through the senses. And this is like level of knowledge for which are materialistically mind people are very attached to. So they like to prove, they like to see, they like to experience through the senses, and that's the main praman, the main way of justifying something, no? But for devotees, it's not so important, So devotees are withdrawing the senses, like the from sense objects, because they understand there is something much more higher, and there are much better ways to understand who we really are. So the other stages, the next one, they are paroksha and aparoksha. So paroksha, it means indirectly. So indirectly acquiring knowledge is actually descending process. Like actually we getting knowledge through someone. So let us say all our teachers, they gave us paroksha knowledge, no? So we get through all our education is somebody telling us about some facts of in material education, mostly about the material world, no? So this is a stage of paroksha. For in this stage, for devotees, is extremely important to choose the source of this knowledge, isn't it? So we are very, very careful, like this statement, Prabhu, where it's like coming from, can you tell me, Because we are very careful about not speculating. So by speculating, we're just getting nowhere. So there is, that's why we have this beautiful tradition of transmission, the knowledge from the generation of gurus to the disciples. So we are following teachings and of our acharyas. Sometimes I think of our movement as if you watch some science fiction movie and it said there was a tribe which was carrying the truth, and from generation to generation they was transmitting this sacred knowledge of Atma, that we are eternal spirit soul. So actually we are that. We are transmitting, we are receiving and transmitting about that we are spiritual being, that we are Satchitananda, eternal, blissful and all-knowing beings. And this is our mission on this world. So, but this is still paroksha. And we have a aparoksha, which means aparoksha means a direct knowledge. So it's in opposite of paroksha, which is indirect. Aparoksha is direct knowledge, and this is that means realization. So getting the knowledge through the personal realization. We directly getting information about the absolute truth. Shri Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Nrsimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. It's a quite interesting state, isn't it? Like, you know, it's actually we feel very blessed when we get realizations, when it's just some like some truth come to the to come to our mind and consciousness, and it's something devotees like to share, you know, like through our life experience and learning, we get some special insights, let us say, you know, about things, and it's one of the sweetest things to share with the devotees is to share their realizations, because it brings us like opening our perception much more wider, and as well when we retell our own realization, we kind of it gets deeper and more engraved in a chitta. So this is paroksha and aparoksha. So means indirect and direct perception. And Srila Prabhupada say about this. About this stage, paroksha. So paroksha, so it means this descending knowledge. It's called Vaidhi Bhakti. So this is still on the stage. It say, but without Vaidhi Bhakti, you cannot reach the platform of Raga Bhakti. So these stages are necessary that we come to the higher stages. And then it's coming the stage. I mean, this paroksha and paroksha gya can be material, isn't it? Like getting knowledge from the materialistic sources. I mean, I think all the medias, they are like paroksha gya. We're getting someone's pictures, someone's experiences, like, and we're learning from those, you know. But there is something. The next one, it is adokshaja. I think you know what adokshaja means. It's one of name of Krishna as well, isn't it? So what is adokshaja? Yes, adokshaja is beyond the sense, beyond the sense perception, you know. Akshaja jnana. So akshaja jnana, it will be sensual perception, and adokshaja jnana is beyond sensual perception. So Srila Prabhupada, but it's something very interesting what I read in one of his commentaries on this. So long as we are up to the adokshaja, so it sounds really like a high level of perception. Adokshaja, it means we can sense and we can see something what our senses, like material senses, cannot perceive. So it sounds pretty elevated to think, isn't it? And I think we sometimes have like glimpses of it, like by practicing bhakti yoga, we can kind of feel or sense like mind vrittis of the people. Like, with some people, like, you almost can read the mind in some moments, and or the vibration around a certain people. And as the devotees, we are like, some vibration we avoid and some we are attracted to. So with the devotees, we feel much more at home than when we go on some places where the different kind of minds and different kind of emotions are around. So personally, actually, it's soon I am like meant to go back to the my surrounding when I am most of the time and when I have a certain duties. And I even cannot say home because I feel here is more home than there at the moment. But it's kind of, now I already encountering some like kind of relationships I need to get into it. It's just like, is it really my duty or not? I don't know, but yes, I already have some kind of distaste for it, I really don't feel for it, like kind of from the midst of Paramahamsa devotees, now I need to deal with some completely different frames of mind. It's a kind of, I have a little bit resentment to that, so I'm still not ready actually to leave you all. But this is what Srila Prabhupada here said, this adokshaja, and this is one of the name of the Krishna as well, because he's beyond our sense perception. But what I was surprised Srila Prabhupada say, so long we are up to the adokshaja knowledge, that is regulative principles. So till this moment we have to follow strictly. So even if we develop such a high sensitivity, actually get purified by the process of the following bhakti yoga, and we come to the stage what is like in the future must be, because Srila Prabhupada promising us actually that we by regularly, gradually progressing in Krishna consciousness, we will reach the stage of adokshaja. So it means sensing and seeing beyond the material sense scopes. But he said it's like adokshaja. On this stage we still need to follow the regulative principle strictly. And then it's the topmost level of acquiring knowledge. So there is even more. So this is what I find fascinating with Krishna consciousness. There is some really high goals. Like adokshaja must be something really like very special, at least saying, so that we can sense, see, and hear like more, so it means we can see in between the material elements, through the material elements, and subtle and gross, so we can see the things which a sense cannot perceive, and sounds really, really high, but must be reachable, because that's what is in front of us. But there is even more to that. And there is this stage is called aprakrita. Prakrita is nature, and aprakrita, it's opposite of material nature. It means transcendental. And this transcendental knowledge, aprakrita, and it's above the material nature. And what Srila Prabhupada say about this stage, aprakrita knowledge it's for paramahamsas. So there is a transcendental level of acquiring knowledge. And now getting these 5, it can help us to understand further explanation, further sentence in this purport of Srila Prabhupada, which I couldn't understand before I get a little bit into these 5 stages closely. So the next statement of Srila Prabhupada in this purport is when one surpasses the stage of acquiring knowledge by the descending process, he is immediately situated on transcendental platform. What do you think about this sentence? Like now we get this 5. So it's like when we surpass the stage of acquiring knowledge by descending process, and this is that was our stage of parokshagya. So when we surpass this stage, then we getting to the transcendental. We get to the transcendental platform. So that was one nice question as well, like from when it's start transcendental life. I think it was 2 days ago. I think Sanjay Prabhu asked that one. And he was referring to the different koshas, different subtle bodies, which we are subtle bodies and different platforms on which we are operating, you know. So what the answer was from Vijnana. It was your question or it was Anna Sanjay's, yeah? So Vijnana, Vijnana Maya Kosha, yeah? So that was from realized knowledge. And this is will be, in this sense of our 5 set stages, that will be aparoksha. So this is actually, it's a kind of same information, isn't it? Like when we getting when we surpasses the stage of indirect knowledge, then we getting to the aparoksha or vijnana stage, and after that we are we getting transcendental. So we are developing these abilities to see, hear, and experience things which they are above the pratyaksha, the sense perception. So I find it very, very exciting, despite and as well possibility, which Srila Prabhupada here kind of granting us if we are gradually progress of advancement in devotional service of Krishna consciousness, rise to the platform of knowledge, of transcendental knowledge. And is it any kind of question, or shall I repeat some things about things what we heard here? Can you?
If I understood correctly, then paroksha means getting knowledge through someone?
No, it's indirectly. Yes, you're right. Paroksha, yeah.
Paroksha is then the realizations?
Yes.
And then there's adoksha,
yes.
Beyond sense perception?
Yes.
And then again get this second one, this based on sense perception. Also called aksha?
No, what
this,
one?
The knowledge based on sense perception.
That is pratyaksha, and that's the first stage. like this is Prakrita. Pratyaksha.
Was there not the word Adoksha Gyan was beyond and then something with A at the beginning also?
And then Aprakrita.
Apakrita.
Aprakrita.
Okay.
So we said that the Pratyaksha Gyan is for Prakritas, so it means the one who believe that the material nature is all in all, and opposite of that is Aprakrita, and that is transcendental knowledge. I can read a little bit like how Srila Prabhupada described, like in class on the verse 3:26, Srimad Bhagavatam 3:26, 35 and 36. This verse is about sense perception, and the verse by itself it say softness and hardness, and cold and heat are the distinguished attributes of a touch, which is characterized as the subtle form of air. So this is a verse, and the Srila Prabhupada said tangibility, so it means sense of touch, is it's a proof of the form. So it's like, like if we can, this is a table, no? I can touch it, I can feel it. This is a table, so it's a proof of the form, it's a touch. And in a class on this, Srila Prabhupada explained about this, because this for me was a little bit like, what is the difference between Adokshaja and Aprakrita? Both they sounds very, very high and transcendental, isn't it? So Srila Prabhupada say about this, so long as we are up to the Adokshaja knowledge, that is regulative principles. We have to follow strictly. And for Paramahamsa is Aprakrita knowledge. And further, Pratyaksha, Paroksha, they are called Vaidhi Bhakti. So this is like how to implement these terms and these stages of knowledge to our how they reflect in our spiritual practice and our spiritual progress. So Pratyaksha and Paroksha they call Vaidhi Bhakti, but without Vaidhi Bhakti you cannot reach the platform of Raga Bhakti, although that is our aim. So our aim is Raga Bhakti. And Raganuga, Raga Bhakti is executed following the footprints of devotees in Vrindavan. So that's how to reach the state of Raga. This is called Raga Bhakti, Krishna's personal associates. That's important. Now Srila Prabhupada gives us more detailed instruction. Krishna personal associates, not becoming direct Krishna personal associate, but following the footprints of Krishna's eternal associates, we can come to the stage of Raga Bhakti. That is called Parabhakti. That Parabhakti is required. So that's Srila Prabhupada expecting of us to rise to that platform, isn't it? So it's not impossible. It's doesn't matter how fast we go, but if we go in a right direction, even a bullock car speed, we're going to reach this high state, which is called Parabhakti. Srila Prabhupada say it's required. So this Krishna consciousness movement is gradually developing up to stage of Raga Bhakti or Parabhakti. Then life is successful. In that way, we should not be disturbed by this ethereal interaction. This ethereal interaction. Actually, Srila Prabhupada refers, because this was this verse, 3:26-36, which I was read in the beginning, which is saying that the softness and hardness, cold and heat are distinguished attributes of the touch, which is characterized as the subtle form of air, you know. So it's like, so this is 35 and 36, explaining the qualities of air and ether. So Srila Prabhupada actually sense perception is like living on the level of sense perception. Srila Prabhupada calling here nicely ethereal interaction. So actually what we experience in all this duality is of the world, they are ethereal, ether, interaction of ether and the senses, no? Ethereal interactions. So we don't, even it sounds like kind of, if you go from materialistic point of view, ether, it's already, they even don't count ether as an element. That's the most funny thing, no? When like kind of you have 4 elements of this, 4 elements of that, they count only 4 elements. Ether is not element. It's not considered as element. That's the most funny thing, no? So even it's considered like for the prakritas, like materialistic people, something really, wow, like, is it, that's really something as an ether? Srila Prabhupada like kind of put us, I mean, this is for devotees, devotees are not disturbed by these ethereal interactions. So it means senses like in connection through the sense objects, even the high, like subtle senses, like, because like if we look through this, our 5 again, the ways of perceiving the knowledge. Pratyaksha, it's for prakritas. Paroksha, like getting the knowledge through the indirect knowledge. So it means from the teacher, from the books, from the medias. Yeah, it's like. When we have someone who is very capable of studying and get really deep in one subject, we call him knowledgeable, no? So the paroksha people, they are the ones we call I will say the material scientists and people who they are we call them material experts in their fields, no? That's paroksha. Gya level, please.
Is Prakrita means just Hare Krishna. Does Prakrita just mean a group of people, and Aprakrita means another group of people?
Okay, this is a nice question. Thank you. Prakriti. It's interesting. In Maharashtra they will say Prakruti. I was confused like by then, but it means actually material nature. It means nature, matter. So the Prakrita people are the ones who believe in matter, yeah, in material nature as the topmost like source of everything. No, so that's Prakrita. And they are acquiring knowledge pratyaksha, no, through the senses. And aprakrita, is always front of the word in Sanskrit. It's usually saying opposite. So aprakrita, they are transcendentalists. The ones who see the matter is just like something temporary. Thank you for asking this. Do you need a little bit more clarifying?
Yes, believing in the material world as topmost source of knowledge, mainly, or as material nature. I mean, sorry.
Can you repeat the question, please?
I've written down to Prakrita believing in material nature as topmost source of knowledge.
Yeah, the believing in material nature.
It's about
yes.
this believing.
Yes. They see only the matter actually, and the material nature as the source of everything. No.
And
So
this aprakrita means believing in spiritual knowledge or just not believing in
it
material
means
nature?
transcendental knowledge which is not from this world. It's transcendental knowledge. And this is for Paramahamsas. It's a highest stage. And then, that's what I should explain. It's like from this Adhokshaja to Paramahamsa. It's like kind of further. It's a further development in spiritual experience. So it's like, it means that by following the process of Krishna consciousness, we will gradually rise to Adhokshaja, so we will sense and see things which we don't see by the material senses. But if we are continuing to progress, we will be attracted, like we will feel in our hearts attraction to the certain person, a certain person who facilitates pastimes of Sri Radha Krishna. So, and this kind of attraction will develop further in getting to know more and more details about this personality, like this personal servant of divine couple Sri Radha Krishna, and all small details about the seva this person does for a divine couple. And on this way, gradually from Vaidhi Bhakti we will rise to Raganuga Bhakti. And that's Srila Prabhupada expecting from us, please.
Thank you so much.
A microphone because it's recorded, so they don't hear your question and then it's
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
This is really interesting because I previously always used to hear about 3 types of ways to acquire knowledge, which are like pratyaksha, anuman, and shabda, I think.
Yeah.
And anuman is like inference or logic, and shabda was always presented as the best one because it's the one that devotees use. They hear from superior, but here it's like even further because is it the same like shabda and pratyaksha? What's the one from learning from teachers?
Okay, so paroksha, yeah, it means knowledge, indirect knowledge getting from the authorities. Yeah, I mean from any teacher and any source. No.
So both spiritual and material.
And both spiritual and material. So once this is a shabda, it means spiritual, transcendental knowledge. So it immediately falls in higher categories because we further getting and as yes, shabda. It means like what is the translation of word shabda?
Transcendental sound.
So it's a sound, isn't it? It's a vibration. It's transcendental vibration. So I guess the Adhokshaja in Aparakrita, the vibration, transcendental vibration which we receive. And I guess now through the media of the heart, I will say, of media of the Guru. And
is it that Adhokshaja is like Vaidhi Bhakti and
Aprakrita
is for like Raganuga?
Paramahamsa, yes, as well. I can read this again. This is part of lecture of Srila Prabhupada because it's really interesting. That's what Srila Prabhupada said. This exactly what you say. Pratyaksha, Paroksha, they are called Vaidhi Bhakti, but So as well here before that Srila Prabhupada says, so long we are up to the Adokshaja. So up to means Adokshaja including, or what you will say?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's up to Adokshaja knowledge, that is regulative principles. We have to follow strictly. So it sounds like Vaidhi, no?
Yeah.
And that, but without Vaidhi, you cannot reach the platform of Raga Bhakti, although that is our aim. So Srila Prabhupada says it's like we don't stop by Vaidhi, our aim is Raga. Raganuga, Raga Bhakti is executed following the footprints of devotees in Vrindavan. And what is very important, it means Krishna personal associates. So we don't get in a kind of imagination that we are direct Krishna's associate. We're following the footsteps and we train by the Krishna personal associates.
And it seems like Adhokshaja is sort of when devotees they're able to see a bit beyond because they have like Paramatma, like guiding them, or like this is a trustworthy person, or this is not a trustworthy person, or they can see, like what you were saying, between the lines or beyond the surface. So is that like Paramatma indicating something, and then after that they're like directly in communication with Krishna, and that's how they get their knowledge?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like the question, but I can only speculate on that, so that will be not worthy enough. But it will be nice to inquire further. Like I just gather what I get from Srila Prabhupada, and like if I have no statement on Srila Prabhupada, this will be my concoction. And but I would like to go to this thematic. Can you explain? Can you repeat your question again, so we can go deeper in it, because it's important thing to know.
I think so. I'm wondering if Adhokshaja is, even as practicing devotees, we can already sense things more than non-devotees. Like we can, Paramatma kind of indicates a few things, but it's only now and then. But when we get to the next stage, we're constantly being guided by Krishna and in communication with Krishna. Like Prabhupada, he was talking to Krishna all the time. So you're able to know what's going on in the spiritual world, and you know everything also that's going on in this world that Krishna wants you to know.
Okay, I have one thought, but I will not claim it's absolute truth. You know, it's just how I reflected to your question. Like, because seeing Paramatma, it's a level of a yogi, isn't it? And being connected completely with Paramatma, this is yogi level. But I guess then the Paramahamsa, it's about that. It means it's like Krishna only Krishna. And he's just serving Krishna, and it's. I mean, I think this is the different shaktis getting in and leading devotee to the personal service to associates, to the personal associates of divine couple, Sri Radha Krishna. This is my thought. Does it make sense? What I'm saying, because Paramatma, it's yogis it's a high state, isn't it?
Makes sense.
So our gurus, they are directly connected with Paramatma. How they understand our needs and our states in the moment, and which kind of instruction they can give to us. So we are often get surprised how my Guru Maharaj knew that, But it's just like he's a pure media, But but Paramahamsa, it's look like it's actually it's thickening like this direct service to Radha and Krishna to the level that it's a complete absorption, no? In a
certain
communion.
in a certain particular service.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Is it anything else? Sri Sri Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Sri Prahlad Lakshmi Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, our merciful Savior.